Do you think advertising industry should produce more of purpose-led work?
Absolutely. I think the glue of my most recent work is social environmental impact. There is a quote from David Attenborough that is the climate crisis is a communications crisis, and we by being in a communications crisis, we have this responsibility of trying to address it with the tools and the technologies and all everything we know.
Hello, welcome to a podcast accompanying 12th edition of Imagination Day, produced by Papaya Films. My name is Wojtek Kowalik. I'm a founder and creative director of Playground Warsaw, and I'm here to talk with Jean Zamprogno, a US-based executive creative director. Welcome, Jean.
Thank you, man. Thanks for the invitation.
How is Warsaw treating you so far? Are you enjoying our sunny weather at the end of November?
I'm loving it. I was missing the snow, and it was snowing yesterday, and I went out and I had my time already with the snow, and I love the city so far. I'm just eager to visit a little more of the city after the talk.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Warsaw has its charms, and the November color palette is not exactly the best, the city can be, but still it does the job. We all love this city. As for the snow, half of Poland is now covered in snow, except for this part. We got rain, but okay. So I've watched with interest your presentation. Was absolutely fantastic. Delivery was great, and you've shown a lot of fantastic work. Very innovative, very forward-thinking, very brave. Incredibly well executed. Incredibly well executed in terms of art direction and copy. But one more thing that really kind of like all the works have in common is that it's all sustainability promoting. It's purpose-led. Do you think advertising industry should produce more of purpose-led work, or?
Absolutely. I think the glue of my most recent work is social environmental impact, and I'm a firm believer that we are living in a world where this is much needed in our industry. There is a quote from David Attenborough that is the climate crisis is a communications crisis, and we by being in a communications crisis, we have this responsibility of trying to address it with the tools and the technologies and all everything we know. So I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity of exercising these optimistic versions of the future, using the powers I've learned during my career, and I hope I can keep evolving this.
And the result is great. It's really fantastic. I'm encourage everyone to watch Jean's work. So, absolutely brilliant, incredibly inspiring. Another thing in your presentation that really grabbed my attention is that you've been embracing AI for much longer than a lot of people in the industry because, for the common advertising folk, the AI craze started in 2022, and you've been showing works from 2017 already. Now, as a person who has been in the weeds for so long, do you think that at some point we will witness advent of true artificial creativity? A, as true artificial creativity, I understand creativity that has no human component anymore, and it's still on a certain level that ticks all the boxes.
I think the best tools that will pop up in the next years and or the next decades with AGI will always be human based because they are fabricated with all the data we have in the world, and I think we will be surprised by the level of thinking these new technologies can put in front of us, but I think it should be more about how to use these tools to find better solutions for our business and the planet, and trying to find the gaps where everything works from an environmental, social standpoint, but also from a capitalist standpoint. How to make the most of our world, but also profiting more with this. So I believe it's going to be exciting, but the human element will always be there, and I'm just looking forward to interact with these new tools, and because I always like to interact with people that are smarter than I am, maybe it will be fun to interact with some tool that is smarter than I am, even if it's not a human. It could make me smarter, just like the smarter humans surrounding me make me smart too.
It's like an external additional brain, in fact, I've been
That
using
retrofeeds all the
exactly.
time. Yeah.
It's like a sparring partner for thinking, and just kind of like weeding bad ideas and just trying to force new connections. But I also think that we're probably never going to see the true independent artificial creativity. I think it's just a matter of the way AI operates. It tries to understand stuff, whereas human creativity is led by a lack of understanding and trying to escape the lack of understanding. It's pretty existential, right? As we're on the technology, I wanted to ask you one more question, and you're off the hook then. That last question is a question that I ask everyone. It's a very simple question, and it usually tends to make people think. So imagine you have a superpower that you can remove one technology from our daily lives forever. Like one technology, literally click of finger, and the technology is gone. Which technology would you choose for the world to get rid of?
Well, there are many technologies I would love to remove from the world, and since we are discussing AI, I'm tempted to talk about the algorithms and artificial intelligence, but I think we need to control these technologies and we need to be responsible with them, the people, the governments, and the companies. But it's not that I would remove the algorithms, I would remove the big companies that are using the algorithms for their own benefit and solely for profit and not caring about the world. And these are the companies that created the polarization we live in right now, and using a very primitive tool, like the first algorithms and Cambridge Analytica. And because of the lack of responsibility with these companies created a world that is more polarized, when it could be the opposite. So I wouldn't say the technology, but the players, the irresponsible players, using this technology for profit only.
I mean, total agreement with you, because technology isn't by default good or bad. It's the application of it. It's the application of it that's good or bad. And the application can be led either by generosity or by greed. No other ways. And as you mentioned, Cambridge Analytica scandal. It was 2016 or 17, right? If you think about this, the world was vastly different before the Cambridge Analytica, and the lack of accountability, led to what you just mentioned, extreme polarization, people being unable to talk to other people who they don't agree with, living in bubbles. So it does seem like there's some hope. It's not, I don't want to be gloomy, but yeah, completely agree with your opinion that it really is in our hands. Thank you very much for your answers.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you.
great to see your presentation and talk with you. Please enjoy your stay in Warsaw.
Great to have you guys. Thank you.